peace.
Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I said what I said. Stop the violence. Don't dim your light, neighbor. They gonna hate. Don't dim your light, neighbor. They gonna hate. And it don't matter about your tax bracket. Don't dim your light. You matter, you're worthy. Continue to pour into yourself. Hold on one second. Never competition with a hater. It's a shade of thought for me. Always be yourself. Always be yourself, being authentic. They will never understand if you get lost in your words. Never give up. You got this, neighbor. You got this, neighbor. Far from the hater, we all in this in the neighbor. Gotta go, hater. Stop the violence. Naya,
What's up, peace?
what's today's date?
Today's currently November.
Wait, no. I wanna do it. Today is currently November 24th, 2025. Hey, to the genuine ones and those attentions. Hey, far from the hater. Gotta go. Stop the violence.
I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. And I say respectfully, always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I am my biggest cheerleader. I would never hurt myself regardless to what man or woman threatens my life. Gang stalking is real. You don't have to know somebody for someone to gang stalk you. And I say that respectfully. Regardless of their culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. My content is not for everyone.
No, that's a train of thought, me, God darn it. My content is everybody. That's okay. No, that's a train of thought for me.
Never give up on yourself because someone overlooks you or say that you don't have potential. My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. Today is currently November 24th, 2025. Have a safe year, day, even, week, weekend, humanity worthy. Never give up on yourself because someone says, I don't like the way that you move. I don't like the fact that you got the proper tools to love yourself, to be better, become your best soul vision of yourself. They watching you right to left. They put you to spoke in a toxic way, but you overcoming what they put you through. Understanding time and change. Hold on 1 second. You go, so communicating with you.
I have to change. Always be yourself.
Always be yourself. Being authentic is not a crime. And to the genuine ones with no malicious intentions, I truly hope all is well in your end, and I say that respectfully. You matter and you are worthy. My content is not everybody.
Like the hater in the back is the train of thought for me. My content right now is okay. It's not. No, it's the train of thought for me. I'm not ever will watch you. Doctor! It's the train of thought for me. Why you bringing your own goddamn blood pressure up, screaming, stupid? It's the train of thought for me. Because you trying to run to the hospital, the doctor, urgent care.
I'm feeling a little overwhelmed.
Wow, it's the train of thought for me. I can't stand that bitch. What they love themselves for. Something that you lack and the doctor wants to understand today. It's healthy for your muscle when it comes to your heart, stupid. And the trait of me. That's why your relationship is falling apart right now when it comes to your goddamn marriage, you cheater. And the trait of me. Motherfucker got so much to say them day when they should be worried about their own household. Hello, we wasn't on the same page. My conscience, everybody. And to the genuine ones, I say this respectfully.
Never give up on yourself because you feel overlooked or you don't feel the love in the room when you're your biggest cheerleader.
Yeah, they gonna try to make you feel like them day. Don't choose yourself because you're whacking your corny. Far from that, being authentic.
Even if you have to stand alone at the end of the day. But always remember the real actually will relate. The ones that look at you like competition, the ones that's not going to project spell work on you to communicate. Hold on 1 second. Being a hater.
No, that's a cheerleader because they ain't got that in their vein. There's a trait over. We are all not the same.
When God sends the right people into your life, respect is different. It wasn't a rejection, it's more so of your protection. They would never understand that you wasn't running from your past when it came to your intuitions. I understood why I wanted to grow. I understood, hold on 1 second, my faith is going to hit different than the average person. But why would I want to give up on myself when they try to have malicious intentions? That reaction for every reaction only was to hold on 1 second. You understood your testimony when God showed you that receive it that day. You was truly a blessing. Understand that you was a miracle to pour into yourself. That balance is different.
I love myself, not to dim my light.
When God sends the right people into your life, respect is a two-way street. No mother or father or family member or guardian should lose a child due to lack of self-control. Someone doesn't understand and comprehend.
Leave that person the hell alone, you stupid son of a bitch. Have a trait go for me. Someone don't want to be with you no more. Have a nice day.
You want to have all these ties and attachments, try to rob somebody mentally, spiritually, or financially, all types of weird shit. Creating a hate train. Here's the train of thought, all because someone said, I love myself and I enjoy my life. You know when someone wasn't running for their past? That's train of thought for me. How a person won't understand that, you know what? Comprehension is different. Not everybody's okay with the detachment, but hold on one second. Someone's trying to lose themselves because you didn't see their worth. Someone's trying to lose themselves because they was willing to pour into themselves. Someone was understanding today. We don't pray the same, but I never have listened to towards my neighbor. It'd be the train of thought for me. How no mother or father should be put in a situation where their child is put in harm's way when it comes to hate crime. How someone will project spell work, someone would send their child the evil eye, or someone would project that hate crime towards their child. And how this type of stuff becomes the norm and it's not the norm in the average real household. And I say that respectfully. You know the mother and father say, you know what? Listen, when you leave this house, make sure you come and get to your house. To your house or back home, wherever the hell you at. Let me know that you safe. Because that mother and father at the end of the day wasn't ready to let go of that baby that day. No mother or father should have that sentence of losing their life, their child's life or their life. Because now mother and father's sacrificing, now at the end of the day, regardless if they have children in the household or not, now they're losing themselves because someone decided to control the narrative because the devil and the enemy wanted to make a child feel at the end of the day they wasn't worthy of life. Because a mother and father, you know, regardless if they in a relationship or not at the end of the day, a mother and father prayers is different. A mother and father didn't have to project spell work. A mother and father didn't have to sell their child's soul. A mother and father actually, hold on one second, they wasn't looking to be their child's friend. They was allowing them to feel that they had a safe place. And because someone decided to come in and say, you know what? I don't like the fact that you can actually go relate to going with and actually pray. How someone could be so jealous and envious of someone's beauty, someone's creativity, or authentic. Even if the mother and father is not specially gifted at the end of the day. That then take away from them pouring into their child if that child whether become a best basketball player, a football player, or a hockey player, or a coach, or whatever the case may be, or a rapper, or actor, or poet, or a cook, or a chef, you know, or a DJ, or a lawyer. You know, my content is not for everybody. How individuals will come into your life and want to abuse you mentally, physically, emotionally, and then tell the narrative of them that you was mentally unstable, all because they didn't want to meet you halfway, because they wanted to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, and drain your energy. They wanted the energy harvest off your energy. How this type of stuff actually happens. You don't have to necessarily be in a relationship with somebody, but no mother or father should have to get a call to confirm that's their child at the end of the day because someone lacks self-control. It didn't matter someone's culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. And I say that respectfully. How it takes a whole hate group to go up against one person. A mother and father sitting back and saying, how did this even happen? How can so many people, over 10, 20, 30, 40 people, a group, let alone a zip code or a community, have so much hate towards one child? My child. My child don't get along with everybody, but they're very respectful. You're not for my child keeps it pushing. My child will sit there and start problems with people. Everybody want a reaction until you actually understand it. Hold on one second. My conscience ain't the same with your neighbor. I was far from a hate, knew how to pray for my neighbor. You know, even when they took your kindness or weakness. You know, a mother and father, even when they're not around at the end of the day, sometimes you don't know what your child is actually doing. But when people see your child, regardless they know them or not, because people are very observant, knowing that your child go from point A to Z and they'll bother nobody, but it took a little birdie to put a couple of dollars in someone's pocket to control the narrative. Say, you know what? Your child at the end of the day was aggressive, they was disrespectful, they was this, they was that, all because they wanted to control the narrative. Because you know why? Because someone had a picture painted. Because someone was already someone's enemy. How this type of stuff actually happens. It may not be yours, but it's somebody's. You know, my content is not for everyone. No mother or father should be put in a situation of someone projecting jealousy, envy, insecurity, or hate, or any animosity towards somebody else's child, regardless if it's a toddler or someone's body weight. And I say that respectfully, and I don't mean no disrespect. Because no mother or father should have to grieve a child because someone lacks self-control. And because people pick and choose who they want to bully, people pick and choose who they want to rob mentally, spiritually, financially, or even project spell towards. Or you think you better than somebody, or you think you this, you think you that, or you can't talk to me, so you think you better than somebody. Excuse me? I never understood that format. Someone doesn't think they're better than you because they don't speak to you. They're not for you. And some people don't get that at the end of the day. The same way you sat there and talked about somebody so bad before you actually got to introduce yourself to them, you had so much to say already at the end of the day. And that person never had that mindset when it came to you. Negative energy. It's a train of thought for me. Until people start showing their actions like, nah, you're not for me. But I don't have to disrespect you in the process. I damn sure ain't got to label your stupid ass. It's a train of thought for me. You know my content is okay. And I say respectfully, my content is not for everyone. You know, no mother or father, regardless to their predicament, single household or not, should have their child stripped away from them because of someone's lack of self-control. Someone doesn't understand at the end of the day that that's that mother and father's child. And they like, how? Because a provider, a protector, someone that nurtures that child at the end of the day, you don't want them to balance a smile. You want them to be mentally unstable, so that's what you want to label them at the end of the day to society, that they're unfit parent, all because of the fact that you want to ruin someone's household. How this type of stuff actually happens. It may not be happening in your household, but it's somebody that's experiencing it right now. And it's probably been experiencing for years and years, and nobody still hears their voice. But their voice actually does matter. And they was never doing it for likes and views of clout, chase, or fame. Because there's mothers and fathers that don't do it for a couple of dollars or do it for likes and views or whatever the case may be. When they sit there on those rainy days, those sick days, those days they can't even understand their child, but they make a way at the end of the day to let their child know it's okay to express yourself to me. I'm your protector. I hear you. I'm not going to put you in harm's way. You know, that mother and father that came from poverty and pain, they didn't have to come from poverty and pain. They wasn't shown certain tools on how to love. They wasn't showed certain tools as to how to go into the real world, so they say, and become their best self version of themselves. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same because not everybody's a role model. And I don't mean no disrespect. We all don't pray the same, but I'm far from a hater and I'm far from a copycat. Regardless if you're someone's grandchild, regardless if you're a grandparent and you have a grandchild, you have a child at the end of the day. You wouldn't want them to go into society and someone doesn't even know them and someone is projecting on your child and putting your child in harm's way when your child was just in line minding their business and they never had malicious intentions towards their neighbor besides standing online and they was on the phone with you the whole entire time. Never not one time was aggressive or disrespectful. Everybody's tone is different when it comes to, hold on one second, being authentic. It's people that have sick days, good days, bad days, but everybody's reaction is not the same. You know, my content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. You know, gang stalking is real. Just because you never experienced it before, somebody has, and your voice does matter. Never allow a man or a woman threaten your life that your voice does not matter, regardless of their tax bracket, and they threaten your life at the end of the day. Nobody's going to ever hear your voice. You're not worthy, you're a piece of shit. You are bitch, and I'm going to make sure the narrative that you're saying in your head is made up, and it's not real. How this type of stuff happens when someone takes your kindness or weakness, and all you're doing is speaking up for yourself. They said because the environment that you're in, you're doing too much because you speak up for yourself. They said that because the environment that you're in, you're new to the neighborhood or you're new to the community, you're new to the county or whatever the case may be. You're doing too much. Never allow someone to make you feel like your voice does not matter, regardless to where you at and what environment that you're in at the end of the day. Never allow no man or woman to project fear in you or a child or elderly, and especially when you're not being disrespectful. You know, my content is not for everyone, and that's okay.
All right, now you done? That was a whole lot. Hey, everybody, I'm peace. I bring peace. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. Humanity, you're worthy. Hurry. Oh, I got it. You are my sunshine. You are worthy. Never give up on yourself when they be a hater. Never give up on yourself when they being a hater. Love yourself. Don't
I'm Naya, Janelle Love Respect. They pick and choose who could talk about God, spirituality, the devil, narcotics, and violence, and hate crime, discrimination, or domestic violence. You put a name in your book at the end of the day. Never give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully. Entertainment purpose only.
No, it's a trade on me. Ah! You been minding, but with the mind of the business, you got that one phone call from that family member at the end of the day? You know, it's a last minute, situation or whatever the case may be, but, we about to all gather around or whatever the case may be. It was congratulations to, such and such. Bring a dish. All right, it's a trade on me. You know what they say, do something for holiday, whatever the case may be. You ever had that one cousin? No, it's the train of thought for me. You ever realize that your digestive system started kicking in real quick? I'm on a diet. I'm not trying to psych myself out my free will today. First of all, you seeing everybody this, but then everybody this, and everybody just giving you the eye like, don't start. What you mean don't start? How you overcook shrimp, stupid? If the train over me, how do you overcook shrimp? This fool gonna say it was too high. Was you high? It's the train over me. You waste all that goddamn shrimp, you stupid son of a... Oh, I got so much.
You mean to tell me you made the noodles too?
Looking like mashed potatoes. They say, it's the holiday season or whatever the case may be. I bought a pot too. I don't mean no disrespect in no shape or form. But it's just certain things you just leave to the side and leave at your house for yourself. No, it's a trade on me. This fool decides to bring pumpkin pie. I don't know who's going to eat that, but sweet potato pie, we hear you a whole lot. No, it's a trade on me, especially when you say you know your family. Hello.
Let's just pack this stuff up, and this is gonna be a return to go home bag. I never understood that someone can actually have that type of bag at the day.
A return back to sender, goddammit. Don't ever do no shit like that again. It's the train of thought for me. And then you tell me then that you can't keep a man? And the last person you put into the hospital, why? You said God had a better plan. It's the train of thought for me. I didn't sign up for your one-sided conversation. I swear I didn't. My content is not everybody, and that's okay. Always be yourself with no misintentions. And I say that respectfully. Entertainment purpose only. You ever been minding your business? And you had that one family member that you love so deeply. No, it's the train of thought for me.
The one I actually saw, you don't have to overlook you. Every reaction didn't have to get physical. Picking up the phone at the end of the day got you feel so balanced when it come to your faith that hold on 1 second, someone's really rooting for you. They would never understand, hold on 1 second. Everybody's going to see your plan when it come to better days ahead. But who would have knew that the person that was truly for you out of a whole bunch of people at the end of the day, regardless had the same blood type running through your vein at the end of the day, it was always that one family that actually had your back. Always pray for somebody to actually see your vision. Not to cause communication. Hold on 1 second. Did I say that right? Cause bad communication. When it came to hold on 1 second, I have a safe place. Not everybody has that when it comes to healing. Because you got certain family members that be like, I hear you, but then they sit there at the end, they talk about you like a bad habit when you didn't have to get physical. The ones that you had to detach from, they would never understand. It was always that one person that truly had your back. And only was to hold on 1 second. It was never competition. Even days when they wasn't feeling the same at the end of the day. Not feeling well. It'd be the train of thought for me. Because you're going to have certain family members at the end of the day.
Hey, you so goddamn bad. Why? I never understood it either. I never understood why you hating on me. Yeah, it's the train don't be no for real. I don't like the way you look in them pants. You ain't gotta wear them, stupid. It's the train. Don't be hello. You always getting dressed, whatever the case may be. And you say you about to step up for the night, they be like, oh, where you going? Minding my business. No, it's a train thought for me. You sure you want to wear that? Absolutely. Positively. No, the train told me I like how I feel today. Come through my skin. I couldn't wear anything like that. That sounds like a you problem. Hello. No, the train told me. Then they want to start carrying on about their way. You think you better than somebody.
Balance?
It's the train of thought for me. Listen, don't go there with me. I ain't start with you and I ain't trying to.
Then they want to say, what you trying to throw jabs at me? First of all, you know, when you're not trying to engage in certain conversations with certain family members, because you could take it there.
No, if the train thought I'ma hurt your feelings, stupid.
And the train told me, please don't start me. I'm in the mood of showing up for me today. Loving myself. That's the problem with folks in today. They don't like the fact that you actually loving yourself, pouring into yourself. They will never understand how you truly operate when it comes to your intuitions. That God say the best dance for last. At the end of the day, when God was showing you balance, acknowledge your worth. Don't get out of character when it comes to don't get out of character when it comes to bothering someone's skin. You know, it may not make sense to the average person, but always remember to go within. Never feel wrong for expressing yourself to the wrong person. And I say that respectfully, when you fall from pretending being authentic, it's going to have them bent out of shape only realize to hold on 1 second. You wasn't the one that was trying to catch a case.
No, it's the train thought my cousin about us. Oh, okay.
It's not. Always be yourself in one's intentions. I love to talk about love.
I found love. I found love. I found love.
You know that fairy tale they said it could never happen at the end of the day? It was your favorite person in the most special way. You know that person that brought you peace. You know, good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. You got chicks and dudes throwing spoke in a toxic way. You know, trying to make sure that divine timing doesn't actually happen. But God truly showed you while God was acknowledging you the most healthiest way. You know, self-love is different going within. They would never understand that. Hold on 1 second. God allowed you to see reflection. How someone saw you, actually respected you. Allowing you to see at the end of the day it's okay to be comfortable in your own skin. You know, when the outside world was projecting their insecurities on you, that person fumbled you for all the wrong reason. Only was to hold on 1 second. They woke the day and they understood the tools that it was dull within them. They forgot to love you, but it's too late. You know, because when you understand boundaries is different, they would never understand how being woken to actually allow you to feel, hold on 1 second, that motivation is different. Believing in faith that, hold on 1 second, I always said that I was going to have the love of my life by my side, then had to pretend. Who would have knew being thankful every single day? God fixing your crown only was a mistake. You know, God opened certain doors for you. I understand that you almost lost you. You know, those chapters they can relate to, that testimony that allow you to feel why you believe in your faith and it wasn't a mistake. Because your boundary is different today. The love of your life brought you balance to see you, hear you, respect you. You know, someone loves the fact that you're truly authentic, emotionally available. Someone sees you, hears you, respects you. You know, that energy is different when God is cooking up something so special. You know, you got to be so surprised so often. You got to be so surprised. You're truly on someone's mind. Every single day throughout the week, who would have knew? A future so relatable, someone loving you. You know, someone bringing you to balance. You know, unconditional love is different. Someone maintaining your smile didn't have to get physical. You know, they didn't have to kick you down, have a hand problem. Someone truly showed you while you're passing your reality today. Who would have knew that you have to play with sport to get someone's time in day? You know, you gain the love of best friend, a business partner. That walk of life hits different when you actually meant what you said. Thank you, Your Honor.
No, the train thought it wasn't bad. No, it was good.
Because God was the one who allowed you to see why that kingdom was actually opening doors. Only was the hold on 1 second. True love cannot compete. That ain't just different. How someone cheering for you up close, a person behind closed doors. Someone sees you, hears you. They're your biggest cheerleader when it comes to being loyal, respecting you, genuine and kind, valuing your time. That ain't just different. Finally, someone finally meeting you halfway. I may not make sense to the average person, but true love is not supposed to hurt. And I say respectfully. All because you never experienced healthy love or a healthy relationship doesn't mean it's not out there. Because when the right person walks into your life, regardless of their culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age at the end of the day, I may not pray the same, but someone could truly walk into your life not to pretend. And especially ain't trying to have their cake and eat it too. Only hold on 1 second. Who would have knew that God allowed you to see why that garden was truly fruitful? Finally, someone sees you halfway.
No, the train of me. My cousin about us. Okay.
Always be yourself with no illicit intentions. We ain't the same neighbor, stay in your lane. Those are train of thought for me. How they try to get a reaction out of you. You know, God's earth hits different when you in your own word, understanding your reality, far from a hater, neighbor. Stay in your lane, neighbor. You know, chicks and dudes will try to get you out of character. They watch your every move, only to the hold on 1 second. Your balance is different when it comes to acknowledging yourself. They get so mad that at the end of the day, you understood how to pour into an empty cup, only was the hold on 1 second. God, then make a mistake, come from poverty and pain. They had so much to say about your character traits, but the holy thing that you understood at the end of the day, we don't pray the same. Hater, 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 stay in your lane. It be the train of thought for me. I never understood these mind games. Chicks and dudes could be older than you, let alone hold on 1 second. They talk about they keeping it real, but they trying to find ways to get a reaction out of you. Projecting spell work right to left, all because of hold on 1 second. They don't want you to understand the light hits real. You know, God's favor, hold on 1 second. Child's a God. You know, a child of God. They say God not real because they was in the background trying to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, even project a hate crime on you. You know, they got folks in different tax brackets to make a scene at the end of the day. So they had people in different tax brackets to actually realize the hold on 1 second they could come up with the scene. But God truly showed them at the end of the day what was truly in between when it came to those doors, that they actually had a crack at the end of the day because God was in the room this whole entire time. You trying to bother my baby? No, ever trade off of me. Because chicks and dudes say that God not real. They be trying to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, gang stalk you, trying to paint you up mentally unstable. They even try to get you locked up, put you in a cyborg, trying to control the narrative of your life at the end of the day. They do you wrong. Hold on 1 second, but God truly showed you why you didn't catch that foul at the end of the day. Because hold on 1 second, you actually made it home. You know, loving yourself, the better yourself, they never understand that God's vision is different when it comes to intuition. You know, chicks and dudes will monitor your phone calls. It be the train of thought for me. They do that? Who does that? It's the train of you hater. Nah, but somebody trying to keep up with you every moves. They act like they know you at the end of the day, trying to paint you to be the fool, but you never even had a conversation with this loser at the end of the day. It'd be the chin of thought for me. Folks who actually talking about like a bad habit because it makes them feel so uncomfortable in their own skin because you still chose yourself, even when they do spoke in a toxic way, the fake smile on your face. It'd be the chin of thought for me because you understand the growth hits different when they try to antagonize you to get a reaction. But God also showing you boundaries hits different. Hold on 1 second. It didn't matter if you came from a household at the end of the day with a mother and father. You still know how to respect your neighbor. Hold on 1 second. Our conscience don't hit the same, but I know how to respect my neighbor. Thank you, neighbor. No, ever changed over me. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Always be yourself with no misintentions. Loving yourself is not a crime. Entertain purposes only. No, ever changed over me. You ever minding your business and you got that phone call from your guardian, your mommy, your pappy, whatever the case may be? Go wash the clothes. All right. Where the money at? No, ever changed on me. All you plotting on is what you about to get from the store. It's the trade off. You don't care how short you are or nothing. It's the trade off of me. This fool decided to say, go to the laundromat and do me a favor. Do not put the whites with the dogs and do not put the whites with the dogs going in the dryer at the same time. You know that went out your head. No, it really did. Right, but why would I do that? And I could. So if I put all these clothes in one machine, you mean I can keep the rest? It's the train of thought of me. You know when you realize that you done did something really, really bad and you realize what happened at the last minute? No, it's a train of me because you can't fix it until they come. Don't be present. It's a train of me. You decide and say, you know what, I want to do what I want to do. No other trade off. When you honest with yourself, that energy is different. I want to do what I want to do. No other trade off me. This fool decides to want to come down a block or whatever the case may be to see what you doing when they could have did themselves. That's all you saying today. So you mean to tell me that you yelling at me when you could have did yourself? No, it's a trade on me. I wanted to give you some responsibility, but I'm not that responsible enough to do some shit like that. It's a trade on me. This fool decided to say, you know what? Let me come see what you got going on. They see that the clothes is operating in one machine. This damn fool. No, it's a change on me. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it. I swear. Where's the change? You know, it's between the lint and when you told me not to. I already spent it. It's the change on me. You done put the white clothes and the dark clothes in the same goddamn dryer. And it was a Pacific, material that he said, don't dry it. It's the change of me. Ooh, I hope it fits your big ass. It's a straight though because this fool keeps saying, I hope it ain't straight. I hope it ain't straight. I hope it ain't straight. I hope it is. No other trade on me because next time you as an adult, you should come down here and do it yourself. No other trade on me. Don't stress me out. No. My little brain is still, is elevating still. No other trade on me. Entertainment purpose only. You ever realize at the end of the day
they went to the machine before you beat the machine at the end of the day, just to see what it looked like to go with it. And they look at the end of the day like, ooh, how the hell am I supposed to wear this tonight?
I don't know, but that looked too small for you now. You too big.
Your one cat can't even fit half of that one leg. It's straight on me. Oh, please don't hit me. And it's straight on me. You ever had that one parent that tried to be serious with you, but they didn't know how to? No, it's straight on me. These fucking kids.
You brought us out of you.
And the straight on me. You know, my content is not everybody, and that's okay. Today is currently November 24th, 2025. You know, I would never hurt myself regardless to what man or woman has me shadow banned. And I'm not scared to say it. I would never live in fear or allow someone to make me feel like I'm not worthy of choosing myself, regardless of you trying to get a reaction out of me, regardless of you threaten my life, regardless of what zip code, county, or country I'm in at the end of the day. I do not live in fear, and I do not worship the devil. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Never allow someone to punk you out of choosing yourself. And I say that respectfully, because a lot of bullies nowadays are adults. It is. And it becomes the norm. It doesn't matter about someone's culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age at the end of the day. It's one thing when someone knows how to respect their neighbor, and then when someone is being bullied or disrespected in the day, now they're wrong for speaking up for themselves. Now they're being pointed as the aggressive, or they got emotional problems, they got mommy and daddy issues. Because why? Because you want to control the narrative. How this type of stuff actually happens. You know, my content is not for everyone. Never allow someone to dim your light, regardless of what subject of a relationship it is. And I say that respectfully. Someone is not meeting you halfway to respect you, to pour into you, love you, and give you the same energy that they're not for you. It should be no reason why someone is hurting you, mentally, spiritually, financially, or emotionally at the end of the day, or trying to bring harm towards you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. That's not love. Abuse is not love. Verbal abuse is not love. Physical abuse is not love. And I don't care if any man disrespects me or any woman disrespects me, because I'm speaking what I'm speaking, and my content is not for everyone. Regardless if you have a child with somebody or not at the end of the day, it should be no reason why a child should have a missing parent because of the fact that someone lacks self-control because they wanted to take someone else's free will. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. You know, gang stalking is real to your household. Individuals will hack your devices, your accounts, your emails, monitor your door, even try to paint you to be mentally unstable. They will monitor your every move and try to project fear in you. They will try to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, or even try to make you homeless. They will even try to make money off you when you never even signed up for someone's one-sided ass contract. And they try to paint you to be mentally unstable to say that at the end of the day, you're not worthy. My content is not for everybody. And when it comes to gang stalking, it could be over 10 people, 20 people, 4 or 5 people, sometimes a whole community. You'll be so surprised when it comes to gang stalking. And you're just one person. Because you're just one person, your voice does matter. And especially when you don't have malicious intentions towards your neighbor. And especially when you're far from a hater. They would rather disrespect you. Besides, hold on one second. They actually forgot to get to know you. Because you wasn't bad at all.
No, it's straight on me. Who got them? Like, gotta go. It's straight on me.
How this type of stuff actually happens. Gang stalking is real to your household. You don't have to know somebody for someone to gang stalk you. You don't have to know somebody for someone to project spoke on you. You don't have to know somebody for them to get a reaction out of you because someone in the background is trying to control a narrative and people can't think for themselves. This person didn't do nothing to me. This person never brought harm my way or my child's way. Because you're having insecurity problems or you're jealous or you're envious of somebody at the end of the day. Because somebody may be gifted than you. Somebody more spiritual than you. But you use your gifts for all the wrong reasons of the day to try to project fear in somebody's life. How people do that? How people use their gifts when it comes to spirituality at the end of the day, they use it for wrong. They use it for negative at the end of the day. But that's been their norm for so many years. But we all don't operate the same. Because we are all not haters.
No, it's a straight on me. I gotta go.
And my content is not for everybody. Gang stalking is real to your household. They will hack your devices, your accounts, your emails, monitor your mail, your packages. They will make it seem like you got your device. They will act like you got your mail when you never did. They will act like you got your packages when you never did.
They'll monitor your phone calls. They'll hack certain things when it comes to your personal life so you won't prosper. They will even try to play with your finances at the end of the day, but never allow someone to dim your light. And they will even pick up people from your past in the day. That's no longer a part of your journey. Pay them off, pay off addicts, mothers, fathers who are probably struggling when it comes to financial stability or whatever they got going on in their life, just to project fear in you. But when you don't run from your past, then it's just different. Or they'll try to get a narrative as to who you used to be or who are you at the end of the day. When those folks forgot to say at the end of the day how they was the same ones that antagonized you, disrespected you, was looking for a reaction out of you too. And that's why you walked away. It's a shame to throw for me. I never gave nobody permission to make money off me or use my creativity as their own, regardless of who has me shadow banned at the end of the day, or regardless of what man or woman is threatening my life or who's gang stalking me. I do not live in fear, and I say it respectfully. Gang stalking is real. They're monitoring every move. They control if you're an entrepreneur or not at the end of the day and you use YouTube or different apps at the end of the day. They would try to blackmail you against you at the end of the day. Paint you out to be something you're truly not. Even project spell work towards people that's trying to move your way. How this type of stuff actually happens. Your voice does matter when it comes to gang stalking, when it comes to hate crime, discrimination, violence. Your voice does matter. My content is not for everyone. I am not an addict and I'm not a sex worker, and I would never hurt myself regardless to what man or woman is threatening my life or what couple or what elderly or what child is threatening my life. I would never hurt myself. And I say that respectfully. And when it comes to my creativity, I always worked alone since day one. And I say that respectfully. I know how to give flowers when it's due. I know how to put respect on my neighbor's name when it's due. I'm far from a copycat. I'm authentic. No other trait of me. No, for real, for real. How is someone trying to bully you out of being authentic? Here's the trait of stop being you. Like, wait, what? All because you have an identity crisis. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But I just hope you found yourself believing in some people alone. It'd be the train of thought for me. Someone could be older than you. Someone could look at you like competition. Do they necessarily have to be older than you? No. Individuals, and especially when it comes to men, you call yourself a man, you're trying to get a reaction out of a female. It tells a lot about your character traits at the end of the day. That's a female. You're looking for a reaction out of a woman. It's a train of thought for me. You bully a female before you bully a female first before you bully a dude. It's a train of thought for me. It tells a lot about your pocketbook. No, I have a train of thought me. Then you do comparisons when it comes to hold on 1 second something fake. Oh, you got something nerve. That's disgusting. Regardless of how much money somebody pays you at the end of the day, you decided to go out your merry way at the end of the day and decided to get a reaction out of a female. And you thought you was talking with your chest? You're a little boy. Only little boys do that. Men do not operate as to talking with their chest towards a female, and especially a woman or a girl that never disrespected him. Only a real man will understand what I'm saying. Only a real young man will understand what I'm saying, even a toddler. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It doesn't make sense how a woman at the end of the day, how you in competition with the next female because of your lack of insecurity, because of your lack of self-control. That same energy that you're projecting towards someone that's not even bothering you, you could pour into yourself. It'd be the train of thought for me. You so worried about her next move. You so worried about how she's loving herself, but you forgot to love you. You actually wearing a fake ass smile at the end of the day because now you're sitting there amongst groups of chicks at the end of the day that's battling their own mental health crisis at the end of the day to take down one female. How this type of stuff actually happens. You rather tear the next female down than actually give respect when it's due, give flowers when it's due. It's not your norm, but hold on 1 second. It's a lot of us that know how to respect our sister, let alone a woman or a child. You know, my content is not for everyone. It don't matter about someone's sexual orientation, disability, or age, or religion, because we all don't operate the same. You know, when God sends the right people into your life, it was never competition. And I said it respectfully. Someone that sees you, hears you, respects you, they act in their body and they shoot size regardless of human poverty and pain. They don't got that hold on 1 second, that mindset of projecting hate, jealousy, and envy at the end of the day. No, they don't got time for that because if they not for you, hello, have a nice day. I gotta go. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. And my content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, what about you? Stop the violence in the community. Peace and respect, so respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. You better want to them, you like God, go never, never, them. You like, stop the violence. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone amongst my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father God. It was never no third party, and I say it respectfully, regardless of who's trying to blackmail me against me. I am Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everybody. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself, no intentions. Regardless if they know how to love you, respect you, protect you, or even see your potential. That does not mean stop loving you or showing up for yourself, and I say that respectfully. You matter and you are worthy. Stay away from me, hater. I gotta go. Stop the violence. Today is currently November 24, 25, and it's currently 10:56 p.m. I'm Naya, genuine respect, and I work alone when it comes to my creativity, and I'm still healing from a hate crime. I would never hurt myself.